And when we do an AI overview, one of the things we first have to figure out is, well, what are we really talking about when we talk about AI? What is artificial intelligence and what is machine learning? And there's so many ways to describe that. It's another one of those areas, probably pushed to the max, that we have in computer science, which is that we're using all these terms and then we're using them for marketing as well. So a lot of the stuff that we talk about today isn't really intelligent. It's very advanced math, it's very advanced pattern matching, but it isn't really intelligence in the sense that humans would use the word. It's really about the ability to perform, for a machine to perform what appears to be an intelligent task. But it's actually quite difficult to define what intelligence is in that sense. Is that the ability to find data in a database? Is that the ability to predict things that are going to happen? Is that the ability to make decisions based on ill-defined tasks? What is intelligence really in any sense? Like when we say a human is more intelligent than another, what do we mean by that? Does that mean they think faster? Does that mean they can see patterns in a larger picture, consider more different factors that play into something? So it's kind of interesting to think about that at a fundamental level. And it's actually not that clear cut to decide what intelligence really is. In the sense of artificial intelligence, it's almost like I've heard it described as artificial intelligence is what's just beyond our current abilities. Because when you really think about what we consider AI to be, we often think of it as a figure, a person that lives in the machine, maybe a hologram, and it has these amazing capabilities, and we're just not quite there yet. But the things that we do, like predictive typing in a code editor, for instance, has now become commonplace. And so we don't consider it AI anymore, it's just pattern matching at that point. So in a way, it's almost like it's always what's just outside of our abilities. Now, what that is hard to describe, but it's interesting to look back. For instance, a machine that plays chess, or more interesting, a machine that plays Go, which is considered to be more complex than chess, was for a long time out of our reach. And it was theorized that in order to build a machine that could play at a human level of chess or Go, you'd have to build a general AI, an AI that is very much like a human, an AI that can think, strategize, deceive, be cunning. As it turns out, that's actually not the case. Today we can build AIs that play chess and Go far better than humans and beat all the grandmasters and so on, yet they're not generally intelligent. So are we maybe deceiving ourselves as human and thinking, oh my God, we are so great in being intelligent, and maybe intelligence isn't this mythical thing where you're always lacking a little something? But then on the other hand, you look at these AIs and you wouldn't trust them with anything other than the narrow task that they are programmed to do. So kind of a really interesting question, what is artificial intelligence? Today, when we talk about using AI in our applications, the way we build it into apps today, and that's very commonly done, we're talking about mathematical models and pattern matching. So very, very sophisticated stuff in the sense of advanced math, lots of computing power is being used to do this. And the results can often be almost a little scary. When you look at some of the things that, for instance, GitHub Copilot can do in helping you write code, it is scary how good it is in predicting what you're about to type. It's not just good at figuring out, oh, you started doing this task of, I don't know, querying data, and therefore I can show you how to do that. But sometimes you do an if statement and it puts in the else, even though you have no idea why it actually figured out what you wanted to do. I mean, it's really quite sophisticated. But at the end of the day, we're talking about mathematical models and pattern matching. And people often think, oh, well, I'm not in the field of computer vision. I'm not in the field of creating a chatbot. What does AI matter to me? Well, today we've reached a point where any application, I would challenge anyone to give me an application where I couldn't come up with an answer as to how could AI benefit this app. There might be some, granted, but by and large, most applications today can benefit greatly from some level of AI and machine learning. And I'll show you towards the end of this presentation some very down-to-earth examples as to how we today improve our applications with AI and machine learning. So, in short, AI is the ability for a machine to do intelligent things, usually slightly beyond what we can do today when we talk about it, although so much progress has been made over the last few years that I would say maybe that statement's breaking down a little bit. Machines can now do things that are almost a little creepy, I would say, and we are sliding into this area where we think the machine can't do it, but it really can. So